that there will be a special promotion that will be available only in 2025, and that's for every single one of you. You know, promotion is not everything, but to me, if you're gonna be in the business, if you're gonna be doing what we're doing, why not? Why not qualify for a higher contract? Why not become a manager? And along with that, a lot of people or a lot of you have heard our company talking about being in a position to go public in next 2 to 3 years and everything. Everybody's so excited about the partnership that we have with FNG or with Peak Altitude Equity, and everything is all good. But I want you all to really picture yourself being able to sit on the table when the public offering happens, so that I'll be able to, or the Peak Altitude will be able to tell you, okay, Chris, thanks for all the high production. We love your team size. We love your productivity. We love your leadership. We love everything that you do. And we're willing to offer you, I don't know, X amount of stock unit. I really need you to be able to picture that for yourself, because that's the opportunity that's right in front of you. And it is available for everyone at the moment. Uh, you could come join us next year. You'll still be available, but I don't think you'll be able to compete with the current agent who's fighting to get a table or a seat on the table, because you're starting off a year behind. And Peak Altitude made it very clear. Uh, they want a higher production, of course, but they want Census to start focusing our distribution channel into a multicultural community. And that's why we're getting into that. For us, we've been very, very successful in a Korean community. That's how our company were able to settle. We have a high production. We have a lot of Korean agents. And it's not that they don't want any more Korean agents. We're good at what we do, and Peak Altitude and FNG understand that we will grow within the Korean community regardless. Uh, but but they want us to be able to get into a different market, different community, because they want to make sure that FNG is being represented in a many different space within America. So the question that you need to ask yourself is, okay, number one, like, do you really see this as an opportunity? Okay, because that's where it starts. Okay, because most of you, I'm pretty sure if I ask you, do you know any non-Korean, let's say non-American? Do you know any Vietnamese, Filipino, anybody from Ghana, anybody from, let's say, Brazil, from Argentina, from China, from Japan? Uh, Most of you will say, yes, I do, at least somebody. And even if you don't know somebody, I'm pretty sure you can ask your friends and family, your colleagues, to ask them if they know somebody who are not American. And I'm pretty sure you'll find somebody, right? So uh, the issue is not that we don't know any non-Korean or non-American. There are plenty. I promise you, there are plenty. The issue is, or the whole idea is, what are you gonna do about it? Can you get a hold of them? Are you serious enough? Are you committed enough to get into that market, be in front of that person, and explain to them the opportunity that is sitting in front of you, and that you want them to come join you? So again, it's not a matter of do we have a market. The question that Equity Peak Altitude is asking us is, who's gonna be in charge? Who's gonna take a step forward to lead our company, to lead our service into that specific community? Okay, so to me, that is very important, because what I'm finding out, and me and Chris Sala FVC are fortunate enough to be chosen to represent and to go out there cross country to meet people, recruit, do seminars and everything for the company. And so I was flying all over the place. Chris Sala is flying all over the place, and everywhere we go, the current problem, and I'm gonna say a problem. The current problem that I see is that um, the current agents that we have, including you and everyone else, we don't really understand how serious this opportunity is. And some of them, they make it sound like, okay, Kenny, it's an IPO, whatever. It's only good for the management, and I'm just brand new agent. And you cannot take this opportunity like that and work with us for the next 3 years, because Sensis, John Kim, Equity, Peak Altitude, and John Phelps, those are all CEOs, those are all partners. They made it very clear that starting this year, for next 3 years, we just flipped a new page, and we are starting from ground zero, meaning everyone needs to compete. They made it very clear that whoever helps Sensis and Peak Altitude to grow, whoever commits, whoever contributes the most, they will be able to participate on any and all future bonuses that the company is putting together for us. And the initial start is Sensis decided to make some changes to our commission level. I've been with this company for the past since 2010. I believe our company was opened in 2007 or 8. So I came to Sensis maybe 2-3 years after the company opened. So I'm fairly, I'm not a starting member, but I am one of the very few who came to this company when this company was fairly new. And we haven't changed our commission level that much. And you have to remember, when they say we'll give you more commission, it means that more money out of their pocket. And when I say their pocket, is the company's pocket. Okay. So, and that's just the beginning of the benefit that Peak Altitude has promised us when they decided to buy 49% of our company equity. Okay. So I remember John Phelps telling us one day, they said, Kenny, we haven't even opened our wallet yet. And you have to be able to understand that. Like, imagine, let's say I'm looking at Nicole. I'm looking at you, and then let's say you're a business owner, and I come to you and I show you my wallet, and you could see that I have multi-billion-dollar sitting on my account, and I say, hey, Nicole, I would love to be your partner. Okay, and you vetted me, you know how good I am, you know I have deep pocket, and you know I have brand name, I have everything. Would you turn me down? Probably not.
No, I would not.
No, right? And the only thing that I'm asking you is, okay, Nicole, whatever business that you're in, let's say you're selling your shoes, and I'm gonna say, hey, Nicole, there's gonna be something big for you in next 3 years, but I need your shoes to be sold in, let's say, in Asian community, in a Vietnamese community, in whatever community, or let's say I need you to open up a branch in Maryland. Would you do it or no? You'll do it. You'll totally do it. And that's what they're asking us. That's what they're asking us. And this is what they told the upper management, like ourselves. Just because you have the title and just because you have a position does not mean that you will automatically qualify for all the benefits. Do we have an advantage? Do I have an advantage over you? Yes, I do. I do. I have 15 years of experience. I already have a team that's functioning. I already have few FDs. I already have few SFDs. Yes, I know what I'm doing. So if we do compete head to head, most likely there's a chance that I will win. But if you're the one running and if I'm the one walking, you have to remember that you will have a chance to sit with us on the table. And to me, that's very important. And this is what I'm telling my current agents at the same time, because being honest with you, I don't think it will be fair if, let's say, Chris walks in. I don't even know how long, Chris, you've been with us. I just don't know. But I'm gonna assume you're fairly new because I haven't seen you for the past 15 years. I'm gonna assume that you're new. I'll be very pissed if Peak Altitude said, hey, Kenny, thanks for all your hard work and everything. I understand you're an EFD. I understand everything. But starting today, you and Chris are head to head, and we'll give an equal share between you and Chris. I'll be like, oh, that's not fair. That won't be fair, because let's flip the table. What if you're in my position, you're the company position, and you help this company grow, and Kenny Jones walks in today, and tomorrow we get a stock share, and you get 10,000, and I also get 10,000, just because I joined the company. Do you think that's fair? I don't think so. I don't think that's fair. But then The company made it very fair. They said whoever helps the company to grow. So they're gonna look at the growth. And when I say the growth, the number one condition that they're asking us is to get into a multicultural community. Okay. And we have no time to explain to you or listening to anybody's reasoning of, oh, I don't speak Korean, I don't speak English, I don't speak like we don't have time for that. We just don't. We just have to get it done. We just have to get it done. So I believe it's a great opportunity, but then I want every single one of you to really think about how you will get into those markets, through whom, and do you really see yourself having a very successful team, a productive, active team, so that you and your team, so that you and your future managers could have an opportunity to have a seat on the table when IPO happens. And I think, including myself, most of us do not have enough experience with IPO. So to most of us is a foreign language. Okay, because most of you, I'm pretty sure, you had a job, or you had a job, or you currently have a job. Maybe you had a business, or you currently own a business. But how many of you, by raising your hand, had an opportunity to participate in an IPO transaction? Can you raise your hand? Look at the screen. No one. Then let me ask you a second question then. How many of you know somebody who are part of the company and they got a huge bonus because their company went public? Raise your hand. And I know I have few. So Chris, you raise your hand. Perfect. Did that person make like little money, or do you have any idea how much money that person made?
It was a lot.
It was a lot, right? It was a lot, right? So I have few clients and I have few friends who actually participate on the public offering. There were angel investor, initial investor for Airbnb. There were initial investor for Uber. There were initial investor for Zoom. And their payout was in a 7 to 8 figure, 7 to 8 figures. This is how I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Because this is what I'm telling my agent, and this is how I'm telling myself. Forget about IPO, forget about going public, forget about everything, because we are here to make money, right? We are here to make money. I'm here to make money. I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm here to make money. So let's talk about money. Based on your experience, guys, based on your experience, can you kind of ask yourself, how long will it take you to save a solid $100,000? Just ask yourself that question. Okay, in America, on average, it takes anywhere between 8 to 12 years. Okay, 8 to 12 years. How long does it take for one person to save 1 million? Some people, they cannot save 1 million lives in their lifetime. Currently, the average Americans who are retired, anywhere between 65 to 72-ish, they have a net worth of $600,000 with about $3,500 to $4,000 monthly cash flow. $600,000. Okay, so most of us have a chance to be that person. So let me ask you, what is your plan to not be that person with $650,000 net worth with about $3,000 monthly cash flow? What's your plan? Oh, I'm gonna work harder. Oh, something could happen. Oh, my business is gonna blow up. Oh, I'm gonna do this and that. And that's all good. That's all good. I'm not saying that's bad. But what if, number one, you work very hard, you commit with us, you work with us, and you make all the commissions that you earn, We're not asking you to work for free, right? And that's the best part. We want you to earn as much commission as you can. We want you to make money. We want you to bring in the people that you care and help them to make more money too. And at the end, after 3, and it could be 2 years, it could be 2 years. They said 3 years at the most, and 2 months already passed, so we only got 34 months left. After 34 months left, and let's say, Chris, I'm gonna pick on you because I don't know, you're in the middle of my screen. Let's say after 3 years, you're able to make the income that you wanted to make with through Synthesis. You earn that, you pocketed all that, you build your team. Now you have a residual income coming through. And because of all that, you became a high producer. And let's say the worst case scenario, the company said, hey, Chris, thanks for everything, but you weren't the top 10, you weren't the top 25, but you were the top 50. And your bonus is, let's say, $500,000. Is that a bad deal? I think that's still an amazing deal. Because if it takes a normal person 8 to 12 years to save $100,000, you normally take a normal person 30 to 40 years or even more to save $500,000. And you could achieve that in the next 2 to 3 years, along with a very strong cash flow. And if that's not an opportunity, I don't know what else is an opportunity. But I don't think most of us are really seeing that. And I want you guys to really be prepared with a great commitment and determination. Come to convention with the commitment and determination, because we all need to run. We all need to run. And again, you're not gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to become a top producer just because you're a great salesperson. You're not gonna be able to do all that because, again, the companies are being very specific. They want you to be a good producer, great recruiter, have a team in a multicultural community. And me and Chris Sala will be repeating ourselves for the rest of the year, next year, and the following year until IPO happens, because that's the demand. That's what they're asking. Okay, so it's very simple. I'm gonna put it like this. Most of you, and I'm not gonna say most of you. Some of you might be focusing on something that's not really too important. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. F&G, okay, F&G is not interested in a $5 million death benefit policy. F&G is not interested in an advanced planning. F&G is not interested in a tax planning or advanced planning or the strategies. They're not interested in that. They're interested in serving the working class, middle class, people who could set aside anywhere between $2 to $3, $4, $500 a month, who needs a death benefit protection, who could take advantage of a compound interest that life insurance provides, so that they could also get a living benefit protection, so that they can utilize this IUL product in order for them to supplement or fund a portion of their retirement fund. That's the majority of Americans. Does that make sense? But how many of you are chasing the white elephant? Meaning, how many of you are chasing for the perfect candidate who will be willing to work with you? Meaning, how many of you are looking for next John Kim, next Lauren Choi, next Mia, next Bo Park? Because those people don't exist. Those people don't exist. Okay? So the clientele-wise, we need to go for the volume. Serving the average, hard-working Americans. That's number one. Number two, you shouldn't be looking for a potential recruit who has a similar quality as, let's say, Lauren Choi, because that person doesn't exist. That person doesn't exist. When you talk to people, you need to stop talking about all the advanced planning, tax planning, estate planning, or all the anything fancy that's out there, because our main clientele is, can you save $200, $300 a month? Okay, guys, you have to remember, how are you gonna serve a client with an advanced planning if that person cannot set aside $200 to $300 a month? How? And you tell me, is the people that you know, is your network, what's their average salary? How many of you have a network or group of friends? They all make at least $500,000 and more. Raise your hand and look at the screen. If every single one of your friends make at least $500,000 or more, raise your hand. So we have one. And I'll tell you, that friend most likely will not listen to you. That person will not listen to you. Do you know why? Because those people have advisors from Merrill Lynch, they have advisors from Charles Schwab, they have advisors from JP Morgan, or they have 2-3 different financial planners. They're already paying them 1 to 2% advisory fee. They have an AUM of anywhere between $2 to $3 million that's being invested and managed by that financial planner or financial advisor. And the minute that you present to them a $200 to $300 IUL, the advisors will turn you down. So I'm sorry, you don't have a client. I promise you, you will not be able to get those clients. Okay? So look at your market. Look at your market. Okay? Because the people that we need to serve are our people. It's my community. It's my network. Okay? Because that's what IUL is designed for. IUL is not designed to serve multimillionaires. So put that into a car perspective. Okay, if you have a large family, you have 3-4 kids, what type of car do you guys get? Or what type of cars are usually recommended? A minivan. A minivan. Why? Because it's convenient. It's convenient. It serves the purpose, right? It's convenient for the parents, but it's convenient for the kids, right? Right? But doesn't everybody would like to drive around a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? Right? But can your market afford to buy that? Okay, so you really have to understand what you're selling. Yes, we do sell our services. We do sell our PFC services. We want to make sure that we're educating our clients. But at the end of the day, the products that we want to be able to present to our client is a very basic, simple product that provides enough death benefit, enough protection, enough living benefit, and enough cash accumulation so that they could utilize that money when they retire. It's very simple. And the hardest thing that you ever have to do while doing what we do is to stick to that principle. To stick to that principle. Okay? Have you noticed that the minute that you start getting too fancier, you want to sound too smart, your prospect starts asking you more questions? And if you're getting all these crazy questions, it's because maybe you want to sound too smart. Or maybe you're too fancy. You know, a very simple question that I ask everyone is this: hey, Julie, are you well protected? If not, why not? I'm worried that you're not well protected because I know you, I know your husband, I know you, let's say I know your kids. And I just don't understand why you're not protected. Hey, Chris, I know I've known you for a long time, and saving, retirement, and preparing for our future, I know is very challenging, but I'm worried, or I'm wondering if somebody has sat down with you to explain to you what type of retirement plan we need to have in our era. How's your retirement plan? Can I introduce you to my friend Henry because he taught me XYZ and it was really eye-opening. It was nothing fancy, it was just a simple concept, but that concept made me think twice about my future. Okay. Guys, these are the type of questions that we need to be asking. Very simple. When I'm looking for people to work with, and I'm doing this with everybody that I meet, I'm saying, hey Lisa, our company is in a position where they're asking us to get into a different culture. And as you know, I'm Korean myself, but I'm very interested in opening up an office or start serving a clientele in the Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, Vietnamese, or any other ethnicity market. Lisa, do you happen to know anybody um, who could help me to get into the market? If so, I would like to have a brunch, lunch, dinner, coffee with that person. And I promise you, I'm not gonna try to sell them anything. I'm not gonna do all that. I want to be introduced to that individual so that I can connect the dots. Meaning, I want to be able to provide this service. I want to get into this community. I want somebody to be a connector. Okay, so do you know anybody who could coordinate that for me? And I ask that to everyone and anyone that I meet. And I know all of us can do the same. I know all of us can do the same. So what should you be focusing? Because, and I want you to focus, like if I were you, I want you to focus on two different things. Number one, cash flow, of course. I need you to make money. I need you to make money. You gotta be meeting clients, you gotta be prospecting people. But I don't want you to just have a conversation with your prospects and say, hey Henry, this is what I do and this is are the services that I provide. Are you interested or do you save or are you interested in receiving a PFC? That person could say no. Hey Henry, that's fine. But Henry, I know that one of your colleagues that you mentioned the other day, uh, it did sound like that person was Korean, that person was Japanese, Chinese. Uh, is there a way for me to get in touch with that person? Because I'm hoping that that person could get me through or get me to that specific community that I'm very interested in. So I'm gonna be asking different questions to a single person because like I don't care if that person becomes my client or not. I don't care if that person starts working with me or not. I'm looking for anyone who can connect me to the next client, or I'm looking for somebody who could connect me to the next business partner. Okay, so you never want to burn the bridge just because the other person turned you down. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because I was in Georgia last week, 2 weeks ago. And when I was in Georgia, some of the agents came to me and they said, oh, Kenny, I already went through all my list, so I have nobody to talk to. How many of you feel like that? That you already went through all your lists, so you already talked to everyone, and they all told you no. Me as a manager, this is what I want to ask you. What did you ask them that you could potentially hear a no? Yeah, you need to be able to analyze that. Think about it. Because your job, my job, our job is not to hear a no, right? Because that's what we want. We don't want to hear a no. But then how are you prospecting your people that these people are telling you a no? Okay. And most likely, no matter how you said it, those people, the way that they heard was this: hey, I need you to buy a life insurance from me. Okay. Again, nothing wrong with selling a life insurance, but maybe that's how it was delivered. Okay. Because I'll give you a very good example. Okay. Let's say I got myself a license today. Okay. I'm fresh, brand new. I'm very new, and all of us, we are in a community, we are in a group, we've known since high school, whatever the case might be. We're very close, okay? So we're having a group chat today, and all of a sudden I say, hey guys, I got myself a life insurance license. And I didn't say anything more. Okay? How would you digest that message? Some of you will be like, oh wow, congrats, Kenny. Right? Some of you will be like, oh my God, next time Kenny calls me, he's gonna ask me to buy a life insurance. But I never said that. I never said that. All I said was, hey, I got myself a life insurance license. And everyone that you know will have a different understanding. Your job is to make it clear what you meant. Hey, Chris, I got myself a life insurance license. This is the reason why I got it. The reason why I brought that up today with you is because, yes, number one, I would love you to be my client, but maybe you already have an agent. But this is what I want from you, Chris. Can you do me a favor and connect me to so and so? Can you do me a favor? And I know you play basketball every Saturday, and I know most of them are very successful business owner, and I know some of them too. Will it be okay for me to come join and play basketball with you? Can you do an intro for me? See, like, I don't care if you become my client or not. I seriously don't. But then if I say, Chris, do you need life insurance? Is either yes or no. Chris, can you buy life insurance? Is either yes or no. But then, Chris, if you really like me, if you have known me for a long time, and if I ask you, Chris, I just opened up this business, can you support me? What are the chances of him telling me no? He's gonna say, okay, Kenny, I'm willing to help you. You scratched my back the other day. I'm willing to scratch your back. So it's not that you need a client. It's not that you need somebody to work with you. You need a lot of people who's willing to help you with your business. And I feel like most of you are not having this conversation with your warm market people, with people that you trust, with your family members, with your best friends. Instead, what you're telling them is, Chris, I need you to do a PFC. Hey, Maggie, I'm going to bring my trainer, so I want you to give her a shot. Hey, Irene, this is what I'm going to do. I need you to listen to that person. Why are we not asking for their, why are we not asking for their permission and ask if they will be on board to support in what I do? Okay? And the support can come regardless of our relationship, meaning you could be my client and support me, but you could still support me without being my client. You could support me by joining my business, by getting a license, and by helping me to grow my business together. But you can also support me by not putting into our company, by not getting a license, but connecting me to your network because you like me so much. Okay? So I don't care if that person became our client or not. I don't care if that person told you yes or no. That person never said no to your asking. That person told you no because they're not interested in a PFC, they're not interested in buying a life insurance, they're not interested in a retirement plan. But if they're really close friends with you, are they really telling you no, that they don't want to support you in any ways? And if they're saying no, I really need you to double check on the relationship that you have with that person. Maybe you never supported their business either. Okay, let me ask you this question. How many of you know somebody who sells something within your network? Raise your hand. Either they sell a car, house, makeup, food, restaurant, clothes, whatever. Most of you know at least somebody who sells something, right? Let me ask you this question. Are you actively marketing their business to everybody that you know? No. Are you actively always sending them referrals every day? No, you're not. No, you're not. So if you're not actively referring them something, how can you possibly expect them to send you a referral? Okay? It's always give and take, not take and give. I train this all the time. It's always give and take. Always give and take. You know, I kind of joke around, but in the past 15 years, within my warm market, within my friends, family, and everybody that I know, I am their Google. I am their ChatGPT. Okay, I need you to listen very carefully to this. Okay, this is my secret. If you ask for one advice and one advice only, I'm giving you one. Be their Google. Be their Google. You have no idea how many people I've helped them to buy a house. You have no idea how many people I helped them to sell their house. You have no idea how many people I helped them to buy a car, sell a car, refinance their loan, find a new school district, help them open up CDs, help them find high yield savings account. Like anything and everything that has to do with money or adding value to their family or to their children or to their parents, I always offer a help. I always do. And in exchange, I always ask them, hey, by the way, remember this is what I'm asking. Remember this is what I wanted from you. Can you make that happen for me? Okay, so it's always give and take. I always give them something. So when was the last time you wanted to give something to your people before you start asking for referrals? Okay, because everybody wants something from you, just like you want something from them. I need all of us to change our perspective. Okay, because we're not selling a product. Okay, so what's that has to do with all this? Well, we need to change our mindset. We need to change how we operate. We need to change our daily activity. Number one, for us to be successful at what we do. But number two, again, if you're gonna be in the financial industry, if you're gonna work with Synsys, why not? Why not give it a shot to take a stock option at the end of the day? Why not? Okay. How many of your life could be any different if you have an additional $500,000 coming your way tomorrow? Right? What if that's $1 million? What if that's two? Because I believe, because all of you know that when F&G decided to buy our Synsys equity share of 49%, there was a bonus that got paid out to senior managers and above, right? So I was one of the recipient of the bonus. This is what John Phelps said. Whatever amount that you guys received, this IPO will mean whatever you receive, at least times 20. At least times 20. And this acquisition bonus already happened. We are receiving our last bonus this month. It's March already. And this partnership happened 3 years ago. So all of our SFTs and above, we are about to receive our third payment. That happened 3 years ago. But they're telling us that the company high producers will be able to participate in something that will be at least 20 times more in next 3 years. Okay, we signed all the documents and we're not allowed to tell you how much bonus we got, but I'll tell you this much. If I get 20 times more, I won't work. I won't have to work. My baby girl, she's 7 months. She won't have to work for the rest of her life. And no, he's not in $1 billion. He's not, unfortunately. I wish he was, but he's not. But it will be significant enough for me to stop working, for my wife to stop working, and for my baby girl to stop working. And that opportunity is just not in front of you. It's in front of every single one of you. I don't understand why you're not asking your upper manager, your SFTs and DFTs, what do I need to do this week? What do I need to do this month? What do I have to do in order for me to get a chance? Instead, your question is this, Kenny, how does IUL work? Lisa, I don't understand index. Chris, I don't understand living benefit. Guys, we don't have time for that. We don't. Your question should be, hey, Chris, I'm about to go meet with Nicole today. And this is the relationship that I have with Nicole. And I think she could be a great asset to my business. I'm not sure if she'll be willing to join my business or not, but I really want her market. What type of conversation, what type of question should I be asking Nicole so that I could get her support? Okay. I'm about to go meet with Maggie, and let's say she's a nurse, yeah, and she serves all these multicultural clients or patients. And I think there's a way for me to really work with her, but I just don't know how to tie the knot. Can you? What question should I be asking Maggie? Guys, these are the type of questions that you need to be asking your trainers every day with every single person that you meet. Okay? Because we all understand PFC, right? How many of you have no idea what PFC is? We all know if a client or prospect is interested in our service, we will conduct a PFC, correct? So let me ask you a question. How many of you have a doubt that PFC does not work? Raise your hand. How many of you have a doubt that PFC is a waste of somebody's time? Raise your hand. So we already cleared that box, right? So we all know our service is beneficial and is informative, and it could add value to anybody that we talk to, right? So that's good. So we check the box. So service is out of the question. 2, I don't care if you own a policy or not. How many of you still have a doubt about life insurance? Meaning, how many of you are still doubting that if you die, insurance company might not pay out the death benefit? Raise your hand. How many of you have a doubt that if you get cancer, a living benefit might get paid out? Raise your hand. How many of you do not understand that any money that grows within life insurance grows tax defer, compound interest, and when you access your money later from life insurance, you do not have to pay income tax? Are we all clear on that? So we have no doubt on the product, right? So service is good. Our product is good. Census. How many of you still think that Census is a multi-pyramid scam, that we're gonna steal from money from people, that whatever is out there? Because when F&G bought us, and put yourself on the F&G shoes, would you be buying a company that's scamming people? And to me, that's like the stupidest thing that I ever heard. You're about to give me multi-million-dollar, but you wouldn't vet my business? You wouldn't look into the quality of the business that I write? No, right? And you have to remember, it's just not F&G who looked into our company's account. F&G is owned by Fidelity National, a Fortune 500 company. Before F&G can spend any money, they need to discuss with their asset manager, who are Blackstone, and they are #1 in the world. Those 3 companies agreed to buy 49% of Census equity. You don't think they vetted us? Do you think we need somebody else's approval? No, we don't. So everything checked. Service is good, product is good, our agency is solid. So what's holding you back? What is holding you back? If you have a better opportunity, run with that company. You should run. Why are you even here? Why are you even here? But to me, at the moment, this is the golden opportunity. And I'm going to tell you, because I will be having this type of training next year today, I'm going to tell that you are 1 year late. You are 1 year late. Because currently, as far as I know, in New Jersey, New York, Texas, Virginia, we don't have that many multicultural leaderships. We don't, right? So whoever comes in right now, gets trained, becomes a producer, and becomes a leader, they will be the first one. So nationwide, if anybody within the same culture comes in and that person is a trainer or a new leadership, the person that you brought in has a potential to represent our entire company nationwide, right? I promise you, me and Krisala will produce that person by the end of this year. So the next year today, you bring somebody else, I'm gonna tell you, I wish you have came to us last year. But I already have 5, 10, 15, 20 qualified trainers in that nationality, and we're no longer interested. You could work with us. You could work with us. We would love to work with you, but we already have 15 of you. Now, that's not a golden opportunity. It's just an opportunity. And if you cannot really grasp that concept, guys, I really need to think very hard on your way to Las Vegas. Because that is an opportunity that's before you. And you could say, oh, Kenny, but like I'm old, I don't speak the language. Isn't that the beauty of our business? The fact that you can recruit and have somebody else train on behalf of you? I'm not asking you to train everyone. I'm not asking you to travel all over the country. Me and Chris Alla is doing it for you. Okay? Me and Chris Alla will be doing, the entire company will be supporting you. But we need you to be able to connect us to the right people so that we can help you and your business to grow. Okay? You don't have to do all this. You don't. You maybe you came to our company because you need an additional $1,000, $2,000. Good. You are with the right company. We can help you to make an extra $1,000 or two. And I don't want any of this training or conversation to overwhelm you. Okay? Because this type of training, this type of BPM for next 3 years will be only designed to those individuals who are willing to give it a shot to sit on the table for a public offering. But not everybody's interested in public offering. I'm looking at how many people do I have here? Like 47, so there's maybe 50 of you. If I ask you to raise your hand if you're interested in a public offering, maybe all of you will raise your hand because you're on the camera. But I can tell that majority of you will be like, oh, I don't even know what Ken is talking about. Public offering, oh, that's just not for me. And that'll be very unfortunate. That will be very, very, very unfortunate. Because when you come to Las Vegas convention, you'll be able to meet the executives from Peak Altitude, and they're there. They're there. Whether we do it or not, Peak Altitude is already they already put together a company. They already got $1 billion valuation from Goldman Sachs, and they are planning to take this company public, whether you like it or not. And for me, I don't want to miss the bus. I don't. And I hope you don't miss the bus. Okay? So I ask everyone, give yourself a chance to see the end of the tunnel. Meaning for me, my best shot at this 3 years later, I want to be able to get a chance to retire. And I can see myself doing that. Worst case scenario, I'll be a multimillionaire. And I know how to do it. I know what to do. And if you don't know, I want you to talk to your leadership about it and come prepared to Las Vegas because we will disclose more information. You be able to talk to most of us, and we want to run right after the convention. Okay. So again, for those of you who are checking us out, who's only doing this as a part-time, or you want to generate extra amount of income and everything, good, you are in the right place. And maybe today's conversation or the message was a little too much or a little overwhelming. I apologize. But I am here for the mass, meaning I want to work with those people who wants to run with us. Okay, but whether you want to run with us or not, we still love you. You're gonna get all the support. You're gonna be able to use all of us for your success. But I'm hoping that you'll run with us to get yourself a chance to participate in an IPO. Because to me, that sounds way better. What are you doing right now? I'm growing my business to go public. I always wanted to say that. Now I can. What are you doing? Oh, I'm putting together an agency. I'm growing my business. I'm growing my production because we are about to go public. Okay. And it's just not me. We are. And when I say we, F&G, Fidelity National, Peak Altitude, with Blackstone, all the deep pocket people. And I think we have a very high chance. of winning that lottery. And to me, that's an American dream. And to me, that's a golden opportunity. And again, if you have a better opportunity, run with it. Okay. I'm not saying we're the best. You should do this. You should die for it. No, none of that. I'm just saying currently on my stake, this is the best opportunity. So I'm going to run with it. So I want you to really check your status. And if this is your golden opportunity, don't miss it. All right. Okay, guys, I'm hoping that every single one of you will be coming to Las Vegas. I would love to see you in person. I can tell you upfront, I'm not going to be able to remember your names, but hopefully you can remember my name. So if you come to convention, please come say hi. Please come say hello. And if I cannot call you by your name, I'm going to apologize right now. Okay. But I would love to meet you all in person. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I had for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny FD. Let's give him another warm applause for the wonderful training tonight. And like I think we've been always talking about how where Census is heading, our company is heading, is better than there's better odds at it than the lottery, basically. Like it's kind of a win-win situation for us if this is the opportunity that we are looking for and something that we're trying to see. But yeah, and then next week we do not have BPM because hopefully everyone here will be at convention. And then if you guys do see each other, like please let's all say hi to one another and greet one another because it's only like twice a year that we actually do see everyone together in one place. But I hope everyone has a great rest of your week and I'll see everyone at convention next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. See everyone at the convention.